Ronnie, congratulations. How pleased were you with your display in that match?
A lot of credit has to go to Mark because he's been he's a top 3-4 player in the world. He got to the final first 2 ranking events of the season. He's been one of the most consistent performers over the last 2 or 3 years, over the last 20 years really. But had a little dip for 4 or 5 years, but he's come back strong, showed what strong qualities he's got, and he's had a good tournament. He's always a danger man, so all credit has to go for Mark for playing having a good season and having a good tournament.
What about the first 6 frames of the second session there? You seemed to produce some of your best snooker. Fantastic, the crowd were going mad. They gave you a standing ovation for 1 century.
Yeah, I never had that before, only for my 147, so that's a pretty special moment there because it took me by surprise really, but I played a few good shots in that break and I think the crowd appreciated it, and it's nice to give people something to remember. I suppose another 50 years they might show a few of them shots on YouTube, or when I'm dead and gone they'll say, well, look at this player, see what he done. So it's just one of them for the memory bank really. So it was a special moment, a very good 6 frames. I felt very confident. I was being quite aggressive with the game, and that's the way you need to play. I mean, I used to play like that all the time when I was younger, so it just happens every now and again now.
You look like you're really enjoying it at the moment though, and that's kind of the key with you, isn't it? When you're enjoying your snooker, that's when everything flows.
Yeah, obviously, it's tough, don't get me wrong, because 17 days is a long time at Sheffield. You've got a lot of hanging around in between matches, and sometimes that's where the tournaments are won and lost really. You've got a lot of time to ponder between matches and that, so it's how you deal with that really. And obviously, I've been a lot better over the last 12 months than I probably have been over the last 20 years of dealing with that. I don't think I'm playing any better than I always was. I'm probably just giving myself a bit more of a chance and not being so critical of myself if I don't play the perfect game.
You said it's a marathon here, 17 days. It's a test of everything, isn't it? Your ability, dealing with the moments where you're killing time, seeing out the difficult frames. I mean, do you feel as though you're right up for that battle and that you're here for the duration?
Well, listen, there's no point getting carried away. I've had 2 great wins. I beat Peter Ebdon, who was coming into this tournament as the form player, having won the China Open. Mark Williams, top 3 player in the world. So I haven't had an easy draw. I think whoever wins this championship will have to beat Neil Robertson. Obviously, I've got to play him in the quarterfinals. It's definitely not easy, but I'm a competitor and I'll always give it my best, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
And what about Robertson? Is that the kind of match you look forward to?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Neil's brilliant season. Won the Masters, World Championships, many tournaments. He's a big time player. He's proved it on the big stage. Again, he's won 2 or 3 or 4 tournaments this year, so he's definitely one of the informed players. And so it's a match. If you're going to have to win these titles, then you're going to have to beat people like Neil.
And can I just ask you a quick question about Judd Trump? Some people think that he's one-dimensional and everything's been going for him, and sooner or later he's going to start missing them and he's got nothing to fall back on. Do you think there's a bit of jealousy around him, or do you think they've got a point?
No, I mean, I practice with Judd, so I know how good he is. The geezer's got a fantastic cue action. He pots better than anybody. He's a very clean potter. He scores very quickly. To me, he has the ability, and he's a winner. He's won at junior level, amateur level. I've seen him up close, so I know how good he is. And there probably is a little bit of jealousy maybe amongst the other players, but I've had to put up with that for 20 years. So you just have to grow big shoulders and kind of, that's human nature. People in this country don't like people that are successful. If it was in America, they would be kind of celebrating our winners, but in this country we sometimes like to see winners fall, but winners enjoy that challenge and they kind of find a way of proving critics wrong and whatever, and people wrong. So I think only Judd will be inspired by that. He's young, he's got lots of time on his side, and we all know how great a player he is.
Running after your first match, you said that you were mentally happy with your game, but you weren't too sure about your form. Does this change that now?
There's nothing you can do about form. A lot of it is on the day. If you play well on the day, you've got a great chance. And it's 17 days, so you can't expect to play well every day. But like I said, I come into this tournament feeling happy, content, and just wanted to go out there and enjoy my game. So as long as I do that, then it's a throw of a dice sometimes how you play. nice if sixes come, but now and again a 1 and a 2 might show up, and that's when you've got to kind of maybe be patient and not kind of get too down on yourself. So I've been helped with that. I've been getting help on that side with Dr. Steve Peters, and if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be here this year. To be fair, I was having a terrible time, but he's kind of got me thinking differently, and I'm a lot more happier, and I'm managing my emotions a lot better, which is the key for me.
Does Neil take an advantage into this quarter-final because he's won here more recently than you have?
I think anyone can win this tournament now. I think you've got 8 quality players left in. Anyone can win this tournament. I think anyone can win any tournament. So I don't think anyone's got a divine right to be a favourite here. I know people will assume that certain players will probably be at the end there, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jamie Jones won it. Great player, great talent. He's in. Anyone can win it really. You've got the best 8 players in the world competing here.
You played Jamie as a kid, didn't you, in a tournament in Swansea, a little exhibition event?
Yeah.
Did you sort of recognise the talent
Yeah.
back then?
Yeah, he made a 70 break against me, and I was expecting to see him come through. I expected everyone to do what I'd done, which was come on the scene at 16 and just break through, but it doesn't always work that way. It took him a few years, but he's come through. He's played a lot of tournaments. He's been getting a lot of experience against top players, and now he's kind of believing in himself that he can kind of beat the players on a regular basis. So he's not just looking to take scalps. He's looking to win tournaments now. So if you've got that kind of frame of mind, then anything's possible.